Looks like it's time, sir.
Are you sure, Max?
Yes, Colonel, it is time to begin.
Has everyone been called?
Sir.
Everyone? You know we cannot begin until everyone has been contacted.
Well, everyone has been called or received an invitation.
Everyone?
Most. You see, Colonel, there were some who we couldn't contact and some can't make it. And strange though it may seem, there's actually a few who declined the invitation. But I thought we should go straight ahead with those who we have.
Patient Max, I too am eager to begin, but the agreement is we wait until everyone has received their invite and make a decision to attend or not. If I omit one person, I'll be in breach of contract. I'll be held to account. I could be sued. Now come along, Max. Finish your work, and then we'll begin.
Sir. I didn't mean to startle you, Miss Groves.
I know you. I don't know you. You know me.
I need to give you this.
I don't understand.
It's Sir Charles Montgomery.
Yes, I can see that.
I'm afraid he's passed away.
But why are you giving me this card?
You've been invited to the reading of his will.
I barely knew him.
I'm just following instructions. Will you attend?
Yes. Yeah, the 26th, that should be fine.
I'll let them know.
One thing you can say for sure about the old boy, he certainly had taste. The artwork in this room alone must be worth a fortune. That is, if any of you lot actually appreciate art. I do, because I come from a long line of collectors and dealers. Take this Magritte piece, for instance. A well-renowned French painter at the turn of the 20th century. Worked with all the greats, Breton, Éluard, Salvador Dali. But not a name that trips off the tongue in uncultured circles.
I need a drink. Where did you get your glass? I asked you for a glass, not your pin. Pathetic. Fake bourgeois. Scratch the surface and you always find a peasant.
Good of you all to come. We were waiting for Miss Groves to arrive. Now we can begin.
Does anyone know why we're here? Because I'm not quite sure.
Well, if you don't know why you're here, doesn't that beg the question as to whether or not you actually should be here?
Well, I know what's going on, but I don't know why I've been included.
I simply received this card.
Edward Charles has died. We're here for the reading of his will.
And he was worth a pretty penny. According to my calculations, there are 7 of us here, so split equally, we're each gonna... Okay, there are 9 of us if we include
Split
you
equally?
two, but still...
I never met the man. He doesn't know I exist. Why would I be included?
See, that's my question. Why? Well, you must have known us, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But why?
This is like being in a room full of corporate lawyers. You probably are one. No offence.
Oh, perhaps these gentlemen will explain what's going on.
There really is no need to speculate. As you're aware, Edward Charles Montgomery is sadly no longer with us. But as you know, Edward Charles was the chairman and founder of Command, one of the largest charities in the world, continuing to house and feed millions in many places like New Orleans, Haiti, Chennai, Eureka, Japan, Mexico, when most of the world's agencies and the media had long ago left.
I'm proud to say that I actually worked for Command. I was in Qinghai, China. It was me that pulled 13 people from the rubble. It was 8 days after the government and other media and aid agencies, I might add, said it would be impossible to find anybody left alive.
That was you.
Oh yes, yes.
You received the Golden Olive. I saw it in the train, so I worked for Command. You're a hero. And that was an amazing story. We were saying back at the office that whoever did that ought to get themselves onto a management company. You could make millions. I thought you'd be taller.
Oh, sorry.
I work for Command too.
Anyone here not work for Command? Right. So we all work for Command, huh?
What's going on here? One of the richest men in the country dies, and he invites 7 of his employees he's never met, to the reading of his will. I don't believe you.
Or perhaps, if you allow these gentlemen to finish, they might explain.
What? You want us to believe that this bloke with more money than the Saudi royal family...
120 million.
Now, why doesn't it surprise me you know exactly how much he's worth? 120 million. And he's Billy no mate? Nah, I'm not buying it.
Mr. Wheeler, Mr. Bertram is right. Perhaps you should let him finish.
And who are you? His butler. The uniform would suggest otherwise.
Ooh, a smart aleck.
This is going to be fun.
Who am I is not important, but I do represent Mr. Montgomery's estate. You are to refer to me as Colonel. Nothing more, nothing less. My functionaire this evening is of great importance, or perhaps I should say of great significance. You've all contributed immensely to Command in one way or another. And even though you may not know, Mr. Montgomery was extremely aware of this and has set aside £20 million in his will for those that deserve it. And no, Mr. Pierce, that does not necessarily mean £2.857 million each. You've all performed and achieved great things, but this may not be enough to make you deserving of Mr. Montgomery's wealth.
Well, he's invited us all here, which means he thinks we deserve it. He could have just left it to his cab.
But you told me to come here. You stopped me in the street and dragged me here. Just to tell me I'm not getting anything. For 10 years I've given Command, and he repays me with some macabre joke. Raising my hopes and then just dashing.
Nothing has been determined as yet.
So when will you decide?
The decision is not ours. It's yours.
Ours. Then we'll all say that we deserve the money.
But we all do. That's why he's invited us here.
You said there was 20 million? So if only 4 people are deemed worthy, does that mean they share the whole pot?
They do.
If it's only 3 or 2, they share the whole pot.
That's correct.
So if only one person is deemed worthy, then I will... That person, thank you, will scoop the whole 20 mil.
That is Mr. Montgomery's wishes.
No one is going to say that they don't deserve the money. We may all work for charity, but we're not just going to give away £3 million.
No, we're not complete idiots.
2.857 million.
You all will decide together. Max and I have some paperwork to attend to. We'll rejoin you in an hour. In the meantime, you determine among yourself which of you will benefit and which will not. When we reconvene, you will let us know. And naturally, your decision must be unanimous. Come along, Max. They have much to discuss.
And if we can't all agree?
Then, my dear, to quote from one more famous than I, if you cannot agree, then you leave with nothing. It may interest you to know that there are others that were invited to take part in this, but they refused their invitation. You are the only ones who accepted. That I do not understand. 20 million pounds. Be that as it may.
This is crazy. We all know this is crazy. We can just leave now and not play your stupid game.
You may leave, Mr. Wheeler. But anyone who does leave before we return will forfeit their share. I should let you know. We believe that one of you, at least one of you, has committed a most detestable act. Now, if this person or persons performs a great act of self-denial, they will receive absolution, and the rest of you will benefit. If not, you all will suffer.
Is it one? Or two? Or is it more?
That is a question you all have for each other.
But suppose we're agreed. We find the guilty one. But there are others who won't come forward. Will the rest of us really leave with nothing?
We'll see it now.
I'm not used to being a pawn, I'm not doing this.
Well, there's the door.
But you leave!
No, you leave!
Okay, so we've established that no one is going to make it easy for the rest of us, by leaving. What should we do now?
They went to all the trouble to bring us here. They intend to give us the money. This whole find the guilty ones thing makes no sense. They already know whom they're going to give the money to.
Then why bring the rest of us here?
I don't know.
Well, he said something about repentance.
Absolution. He said absolution. It must be something spiritual or supernatural or something.
Well, anyone here ever gone public with an insensitive statement about some cult, maybe, that Edward Charles may have been a part of?
Okay, let's look at this intelligently. What do we know?
Whoa, 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 what? Are you inferring that what I said wasn't intelligent then?
No inference, friend. If I have something to tell you, I will tell you straight. But hey, if the cat fits.
Oh my. Isn't this amazing? Two black guys in a room, both got their hands on 2.857 million. All they want to do is fight each other. That's why we rule the world.
Is that because you always start the fight and then run away?
Hey, does anyone mind if we focus on the issues a little bit more? Wheeler said, what do we know? I know I've never actually heard them read a will that said if anyone leaves they forfeit. Or indeed that there's £20 million to share in the first place.
Oh, there must be. The man's worth a fortune.
But why? Why the charade? This is about something else.
What though? This makes no sense.
But why didn't they read the will?
Why don't you go and ask him?
She can't leave the room.
She can if she thinks it's a con.
No. You can't do that. It's too big a gamble.
Okay, so we are all agreed on one thing. We're all staying to play the game.
No, she's right. It's not just about the money.
Then what's it all about, Alfie?
The name is Folks.
Arthur Folks, shot 8 times while trying to defend a Tutsi family from being massacred by the Hutus in the Rwandan Civil War.
Ooh, a war hero.
I don't care who he is. Taking a bullet doesn't mean a thing in my book. It doesn't prove that you're worth anything.
What is everyone's name here? What do we call each other? I'm Simone Amby.
Megan Rose.
I'm Frank Bertram.
Esther Parkin.
I knew I recognised you. You secured the financing in Burkina Faso. And generated funds for 1,800 wells. It saved hundreds of thousands of lives. Well done. Sorry.
Oh, what does this matter? Pierce, okay? That's it. Just Pierce.
And you must be John Wheeler, huh?
Oh, there is far too much testosterone in this room.
He'll probably end up in a shootout. The last one standing takes the money. It was a joke. I was joking. I wasn't reinforcing the stereotype.
By making the joke, you reinforce the stereotype.
The clock's ticking. Where do we start?
I don't know. How can we work together to eliminate ourselves? Maybe Pierce should go. He's already rich.
None of this makes any sense whatsoever.
At least one of you has done something. It may have been a long time ago.
If one of you has a criminal record, that would eliminate you. I'll Google you one by one. It won't be on there.
And why not?
Too obvious. Besides, he said act.
And what's an act?
Well, not an act, an action. He said act, not crime. So whatever one of you has done, it may not have been illegal, but it was detestable. His words, not mine. So it may not have even made the news. So, come on. Which one of you is it?
Someone's been caught with their pants down.
Why'd you have to go there? He didn't say it was a sexual offence.
I'd start with the most fun, the most common, most detestable of acts.
It's an expression, Megan. He didn't actually mean...
I know what it means.
Touchy, touchy, Miss Amby.
I'm not touchy. I'm simply saying there are more detestable things than falling in love with the wrong person.
Was that what you did, was it? Did you fall in love with a married man? Or are you the married one? No ring. He wouldn't leave his wife, would he? They never do, you know. So tell me, Miss Amby. Oh, is that your name or is it his? Tell me, Miss Amby, if Wheeler delved into that little box of his, what would he find out about you? Tell me, Miss Amby, what would he find?
He would find many things, Mr. Pierce. Most importantly, he would find out that you are not as smart as you make out. He'd find out that I am not Miss Amby. She is. He'd also find out that anyone collecting art knows that your famous French painter, some of the lovely pictures in this room, was not French. René Magritte was Belgian.
Oh, wow! That was impressive! And to think, none of us would ever have known. And the beauty of the internet, we can confirm this in a second.
There is nothing to confirm. French, Belgian, what difference would it have made? He still would have spoke French, wouldn't he? I'm telling you, getting the country wrong is not a detestable crime.
Act.
You are all missing the point here. The big issue here is she's covering something up.
Oh, what am I covering up? You don't know me. You don't know my experiences. You don't know my pain.
Tell us about your pain.
My story would be wasted on a man like you, Wheeler.
Try me. Did your pain drive you to it? Tell me, I'll understand. I'm a man of the world.
Wind your tongue back in, boy. Look, nobody here is trying to hurt you. Nobody's going to judge you. We are your friends. We are here to help you.
You're here to help yourself to my money. I have nothing more to say to you, Pierce.
She's the one.
You don't know that.
There may be others, but she is definitely one of them.
You don't know that. In fact, you don't know anything.
And who are you to talk to me like that? You think just because you took a toy bullet from a homemade pop gun, that gives you the right to speak to me anyhow?
At least I took a bullet. What did you ever take, huh? Apart from bleeding other countries dry whilst building your empire. Just as I thought, little man.
You are capable of thought? Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Evolution right before your very eyes. Esther, Simone, make notes.
That wasn't called for. I really don't.
Well, who does he think he is to talk to me like that? He doesn't know me from Adam. I come from the line of peers that exported sugar from the West Indies and spices from India. My family...
That's all you've got! Your family! How can you export from a country not your own that you have never been to? The only reason why you're in this room is because of the benevolence or exploitation of others. But what about your own character, huh? Little man? What? No identity of your own?
My. I really have done something to offend you, haven't I? Or was that in a previous life where you had to call me Massa?
What? What did you say?
Oh, no, what did you say? Steady. Temper.
I'd love you to land him one, but he's not worth a couple of million.
If they want to get themselves thrown out of here, let them. Let's figure this thing out. I could do with some food.
I hardly think that food is the big issue on the table right now, do you?
We have 45 minutes. Do you have a better idea?
Well, do you?
Well, no.
Exactly.
Oh. What happened to the shrinking violet?
Isn't it obvious? She's picking sides, aligning herself with the alpha male. Come on, Simone, tell us. Which one is it? Wheeler or Pierce? Which one has the winning ticket?
You better shut your mouth.
Or what?
Oh, what is it with you people? Do you have to resolve every issue with violence?
I guess you taught us that when you was Massa.
Ladies, please. There's plenty to go around. But I do admire a lady with a bit of fire in her belly.
You would, as yours is pretty much burnt out.
People, please, come together. I came in here and I sat and I watched all of you and I listened to what they had to say and what's been going on. And I tried to figure out who is going to die and leave £20 million to a group of 7 strangers. No one. That's who. So there must be something else going on. Something we've got to figure out. We don't know each other's secrets. And neither should we. But look how quickly we slip into wanting to attack each other and fight each other. For what? Money that was never ours. Money that we do not deserve. We are some of Command's finest. And look how easily we slip into acting like a bunch of idiots. This is an experiment, can't you tell? This is a lab study. And we are nothing more than their lab rats. Look, rich white boy, more money than sense. Flash Harry, black stud. Empire built on a pyramid of sand that will wash away as soon as the first rains come. Old dreamer, corporate wannabe, but massive underachiever. Independent socialist woman, no need of a man. Look at her hairstyle. Stereotype, right down to the oversized novel. Probably lesbian. You, corporate ball-busting woman. always fighting every day to prove to her peers, usually men, that she's their superior. Yes, far better than them. Sees men as something to be stepped on, but not slept with. Lesbian.
Oh dear God.
Do you think that we are the United Nations by coincidence?
There were others who didn't show up. That might have changed the demographic.
That's if there were others. We don't know that. All we know is what we see here.
What about me, Einstein?
Oh, you. I'll be honest, I haven't quite figured you out. But I do know that that little drama earlier was overdone. It wasn't real. She's a fake. She's probably a plant put here by the others to observe us and report back. I wouldn't trust her. Definitely lesbian.
Oh
You poor, sad little man. I truly feel sorry for you. How frustrating it must be living in your world where white men are your superiors both politically and economically, where black men are your superiors both physically and socially, where women are so far out of your reach, both intimately and emotionally, you label us all lesbians. Well, I've got a secret for you. Not all the grapes the fox can't reach are sour.
Yeah.
So what does that make you?
It makes him a very sad, weak old man.
No.
But he does have a point, though.
Of course he has a point. He's playing to your fantasy.
Oh, believe you me. In my fantasy, you are no lesbian.
Oh, do me a favour.
I'd love to, but not tonight. We're busy.
Nigger, please.
What did you say?
It's all right, it's all right. They're both black. If I'd have said it, they'd be rioting in the streets. I mentioned the slave trade once, and Uncle Tom over there wants to get all Mike Tyson on me. But it's all right, she can call him nigger, and there's no disrespect.
He has a point.
No, you don't have to validate anything with him. He's not the voice of intelligence.
And you are. All you've done all evening is get people's back up. He is the only one in here that's figured out a theory. Let's put our heads together and figure out the win-win there.
So he's your best buddy now.
I don't know. Every time I open my mouth, I put my foot in it. I think I'll sit here for the rest of the hour and not say anything.
Is our focus even in the right place? We're all here to crack a code. Come up with secrets, figure an answer. Perhaps that isn't the task at all.
So what is the task then?
Work together. We've all received awards for individual acts. Perhaps all we have to do is show that we're charitable people. Team players.
What do you think, Bertrand?
Oh, please.
It's possible.
What is this task?
The task is to work out those people who aren't worthy of a share of the money. Although how we're supposed to do that by working together is beyond me.
No, don't look at me. I don't know.
Oh, come on! Look, how many times in our lives is an opportunity like this ever going to come our way again? Bertrand's right. It's their game. But we can't figure out the rules, so we can't win. Do you know what? I say we make an agreement. We come up with two people who we say are not worthy, we sacrifice them, and then when the rest of us get out, we just pay the money back.
Yeah, right, as if that's ever going to happen.
Which side can we trust to share the money?
Me.
We could draw straws.
I'm not a gambler. Me.
Me.
Look, you can all not trust me as much as you like, but if I'm not in the fight, this thing doesn't fly.
I do the right thing.
Which one of us?
Well, you three can draw straws if you like.
Yeah.
No. Have you not been listening to a word I've said all evening? It's an experiment. Do you think they won't know if we fake it? Why is youth wasted on young people? I came in here and I sat and listened and I heard what they had to say, and I quite liked the idea of going home tonight a rich man. But I'm too old and I'm too tired to play any games anymore. I say we should just sit for the rest of the hour and do nothing. Don't speak, don't do anything. Be intelligent about it. If it's in the will, they have to give us the money. And if it's not, they never were. I've got no secrets. You all can argue, you all can fight, and you can pick all the lists you want. But I'm just going to sit here and wait for my £3 million.
Well, thank you, Bertram. That was really helpful. God almighty.
Not being a good person doesn't necessarily make you a bad person, does it? I mean, I was always happy to pay my way. And for the most part, I did. Right up until the accident. It wasn't my fault. I'm not trying to blame anyone else. I'm just saying, it wasn't my fault. The sun had come out after the earlier thunderstorm. There was still a lot of rain on the roads, and the glare of the sun was making it very difficult to see. She was strapped in. I know she was because I always double check. I would glance up at her in the rearview mirror just to check that she was all right. I liked to engage with her because she was such an intelligent child. There were cars screaming past me. They were overtaking. They were driving so fast on this wet road. But I wasn't going fast. I was in no hurry. I glanced up into the rearview mirror and I could see that she had something in her hand. What did she have in her hand? I looked over into the back seat. It was the safety locking harness. It was open. I glanced at the road was clear, so I reached into the back seat. I had the harness between my finger and thumb and just tried to squeeze it closed. It would only take 2 seconds, but it wouldn't close. Why wouldn't it close? Her baby grow was stuck in the locking harness. I flashed my eyes back to the road. It was still clear, so I reached over into the back seat and tried to free the baby grow. Then a loud sound of a horn. My eyes flashed back to the road. An SUV was bearing down on me on my side of the road. Why was she on my side of the road? I hit the brakes too hard. I pulled on the steering wheel. The car lurched, it spun, it left the road and it crashed into the wall. It had to be a closed casket. It was only 2 seconds.
It wasn't your fault.
It's hardly a detestable act. I'm sorry for the loss of your daughter, but they're right. That's not the secret we're looking for.
They found the driver of the SUV 3 months later. She was dead in her apartment. A robbery gone wrong, apparently.
Did the killer get away with it?
The killer was never brought to justice. The killer was never sent to prison. But he's been serving a life sentence ever since.
I'm afraid that's you, Bertram.
We can't turn him in.
What? Are you mad? This is the
your 476 grand, that's fine. But don't mess around with the cookies on my table.
We've got to do it, Bertram. You know that. Well, it's that or none of us get anything.
We don't need his permission.
Or his blessing. We understand why you did it. We all would have done the same.
That's why we can't sit in judgment on him.
I'm not judging him. I'm simply saying they're looking for someone with a secret. Of the 7 of us, I'd say he's the one. It was easy for you to feel so good-natured, born with a silver spoon in your mouth. This money means nothing to you. You can take it or leave it. It's not the same for us. We can't take this for granted. On our side of the tracks, people don't die and leave you money. They die and leave you debt. My family, we were never in business. We never exported. We're consumers. We get exploited and consumed. You never know what it's like. Living a life of exclusion. Not being allowed to join clubs, stay at classy hotels. Always on the outside, looking in. Never granted access. Don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? I need this money. It might be just a game for you, but I need it.
Just because I have money, it doesn't make me a bad person.
No. But it does give you the choice. You came here and rubbed our noses in the fact that you had money. You needed us to know. Why? You weren't going to offer us any of it. And we certainly weren't going to ask you for any of it. It was a differentiator. We're all here for the reading of the will, to get a handout if one is on offer. But you had to let us know that though you were here, you didn't need a handout. You were different.
That is so not true.
It is so true. I've studied men like you all my life. You'll slum it with the great unwashed, but you'll do it in your Versace. Just in case someone mistakenly thinks that you're actually one of us. Money isn't about money. It's about access. It's about being invited to the party. People don't want your money, they just want to know that you have it. I'm afraid Bertram here is going down because I need to show that I have it.
At what cost to you, though?
At any cost.
Do you know what? As the time goes on, I'm beginning to see what the whole point of this game is.
If you don't know that it's about getting paid, then you don't have a clue.
Oh, come on. This is about character.
Our characters are fine. We have done all we have for Command because we care. We want to make a difference in people's life. No one forces us to take our jobs. We do it because we want to help people. How are we meant to know that Edward Charles is going to pop his clothes and leave us a fortune? Our characters are not defined by the choices we make in this room. Our characters are defined by the choices we make whilst waist deep in stink, searching for survivors with our bare hands, or building educational centres and encouraging women to attend in countries where for centuries they have been deprived from basic education. That is where my character was formed.
Well, this has been awfully touching, but the hour is up, so would somebody please tell me what we're going to do, because I haven't got a clue.
So go on, tell me. How much money would it take to make you happy?
I'm happy with my share, whatever it is.
You know, folks, too much money is never a bad thing.
Oh, that's just greed, Esther. I think I've cracked it. I think I've cracked it. Greed. And, pride.
Lust?
Good Lord, I think that's it. I think we've done it. What's the next one? Envy. So who's envy?
You.
I just want to say for the record, I'm not proud. It's not in the way that you do.
I don't know about lust. Lust is for some adolescent boy with a face full of pimples.
You know what? I think we really have got it. We have actually cracked it. Come on, which ones haven't we done so far?
We found the answer to your little riddle.
Hey, what thing? Hey!
Coincidence?
No such thing.
It has to be a coincidence. The owl was up.
Why take him away then? He must have been onto something.
Yeah.
Well, this is madness. Let them keep the money. It's locked.
What have they done with Bertrand? Thrown him out?
Giving it all to him?
This is not funny anymore.
I need to get out of here.
No one is going anywhere. Okay?
Hang on.
What have you done with Bertrand? You just can't keep us locked up in here.
Your time is up, and you've offered us nothing.
But it was Bertrand. Bertrand was the one with the secret.
Yeah.
Does everyone agree?
Well? Oh, God.
That's hardly unanimous, Mr. Fox.
I agree.
Well?
It was Bertrand.
It was him. We just all hadn't decided what we were going to do next.
Ladies and gentlemen, we won't be keeping you much longer. Mr. Fox, please come with me. I crave your patience a little longer. Mr. Fox!
Any ideas?
They are messing with my mind.
In for a penny. In for £3 million. We've got to wait them out.